tribe to the matriarchs. Today we're peeling back the glossy filters and digging into the truth behind the scenes. We'll explore how to navigate this digital maze without losing ourselves along the way. Whether you're a teen scrolling through TikTok, a young woman building her brand on Instagram, or a parent wondering how to guide your kids through this digital age, this episode is for you. So grab your headphones, open your mind, and let's spill the tea on the social media effect. It's time to take control of your feed and your mind.
Okay, so let's talk about the good and the bad. And first, we'll start with the good. Social media is so great for connection and keeping up with friends and family and communities across the world when we just need that connection with other people, right?
Absolutely. You know, I have family on my mom's side overseas, and there's so many times I want to get rid of social media, but it really is truly like the best way to stay in touch, especially with people, long distance. So I also, think that it's important for like building brands, right? Finding jobs, discovering new passions, and just getting inspired by others who are doing great things, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And learning new skills and staying informed on, things that are going on in your area. And you can even use it to support causes. I have so many, it's funny, like, how it goes by what you have been looking at, and that starts to pop up more and more.
Yeah.
So I've been into working out lately, and it seems like all the videos are workout videos and, trying to tone up and stuff like that. And so it is inspiring. Like I'll watch a video and then I am like, okay, I'm going to go try that. I gotta, I gotta get moving. Yeah. So it can be good for things like that.
Yeah, it can be super inspiring. And going back to that, like, if you find yourself, and we'll get into this a little bit more, but if you find yourself like, comparing yourself to others or feeling down, then it's time that you change your algorithm and go find like funny, inspirational videos, people that, like make you feel happy and inspired, and start following and liking and commenting on theirs so that when you get on your feed, that is more of what you see. Because I'm the same way. I mean, almost all of mine are, like I love to cook. So cooking videos or inspirational messages and mentors, or, like I love to dance and laugh at funny reels. So there's a lot of, like reels on our, my feed has a lot of like dancing in it. And so when I get on, I do feel inspired, right? And then, how they like suggest, especially on Instagram, like things to look at. I'm very intentional about not clicking on certain things, because then suddenly it changes your algorithm. And, you can set up your social media to be as inspiring and encouraging and empowering as you want it to be. Or you can set up the opposite. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But that goes back to the entertainment, right? The funny reels, the dance trends, that's all fun. And as long as it's all in moderation, right? We talk about that. It's okay. This is the good side of social media and what we should be focusing on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And not the bad side, which we are moving into, which is like the highlights versus reality, Photoshop and unrealistic standards. I had someone post yesterday a picture of them side by side. The picture was about something that she had posted the day before, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, you just had a baby. You look so great. How did you lose all that weight so fast? And she was like, okay, let me just show you what social media does to you. And one of the pictures was her with like her stomach hanging out. She didn't have her leggings pulled up, over it, and she wasn't posed. And then the picture right next to it was her posed, and like, that specific way, the lighting was just right. And she looked, tiny and fit and all that stuff. And it's so hard to remember, because I'm guilty of it too, that it's not, life is not what you see on social media.
It's true.
It's not always the good things. So we should not compare ourselves to others on there.
And I think as a female, that's just something that is very difficult for us, right? Like it's so easy to find yourself comparing, or I mean, There's a picture I took last year at Allie's softball tournament. Actually, someone took it of me. They took two. And they were taken seconds apart, but like I had shifted the light, we kind of moved because there was something in the back. And so the lighting was different. I looked like two different people. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And of course, I posted the
Yeah.
one that looked the best, right? I mean, I think that's very natural. But I think also just knowing that you have to, like, you just have to know that when you're looking at pictures. The funny thing is, too, when I wake up in the morning, like, I feel really good about myself. I'm, like, you haven't eaten all night, so your tummy's flattened, whatever it is. And then by noon, I literally look like I have a food baby. And, and it's just like you're, like you're starting to get bloated throughout the day. And so it also matters.
Yeah.
And just know, like, I don't care if you are 13 or if you are 63, it's something you're going to struggle with your whole life. And just know that everyone else is struggling. So even that super smoke show of a person that you see on social media, they're struggling too. Like, and I think we just have to embrace like the beauty and the blessings, that God has given us and just focus on that and not focus on what we don't have or
Yes.
how we wish we looked, because we all have insecurities.
Yes.
And that's just a
Yeah.
normal part of life. But it's just being aware of those and making sure you like keep the realistic aspect of life in front of you. So,
Yeah.
but also, I think
Yeah.
once, you fall into that comparison trap and it really can spiral you into anxiety, depression, self-worth. And here's the thing too, like everyone lives a different lifestyle, right? And as a teenager, there are going to be some teenagers whose parents make a lot of money and they get whatever they want whenever they want. And then you have others who, they can provide and they're comfortable and they get certain, like certain things that they want, but not a lot. And then you have others whose parents struggle and single moms who don't, make a lot of money. And it's easy to want the things that your friends or people on social media are getting, but you also have to just remember that, like, everyone has different lifestyles and just making sure that
Mhm.
you don't fall into that trap, which does lead to depression, anxiety,
Right.
self-worth issues. So, and I think too, the amount of time spent on social media and on your phone can contribute and does, it's proven that it contributes to that
Yeah.
anxiety and depression. So just being aware of that is going to be super important for your
Yeah.
mental health.
Right. Yeah. And another thing that I hate about social media is those that like have to post every single thing and then you see maybe you saw a couple friends that hung out and didn't invite you
Yeah.
or you were left out in some way and then you're hurt because you see that and then you are like spiraling that way. What did I do wrong? Why are they not inviting me? You know what? Why are they hanging out and I'm, then you start thinking, what did I do? What's wrong with me? And stuff like that. And it's not good because there's nothing wrong with you. It's just sometimes that happens.
Yep.
And,
Well,
you know,
that book that I just gave you, Mel Robbins, Let Them, she talks about that.
yeah.
There was a situation she talked about where there's this big group of friends and they ended up going on a trip together and they didn't invite her. And she was so like, she became obsessed about it. And she was like stalking their pages and like trying to figure out, well, then she remembered like she was so busy with her life that she quit like staying in contact with them as much as she should have. And so over time, it's like, oh, well, Mel's busy, so she's got too much going on. So, and it wasn't the fact that they
Yeah.
didn't want her to go. They just, and so she had to remember, like, oh, yeah, my life has been busy and I had declined doing social things with them. And so, it's not always out of malice. In fact, one thing that my therapist taught me
Yeah.
in relationships is you have to expect that they have the best intention, and I think that that shifts your
Mm-hmm.
mindset. But that fear of missing out, that's a legit thing for some people.
Yeah.
For introverts
Yeah.
like me, it's like no fear of missing out whatsoever. But I have a lot of really good friends who really struggle with that. And that's okay. Whereas they're like, they
Mm-hmm.
don't understand the introvert in me who can, who loves being at home and cooking and cleaning and like doing stuff around the house or gardening. we're all just made different, but but I
Yeah.
know that that's a real thing for a lot of people. And it can
Right.
also lead to the mental health, struggles.
So yeah, we just need to be mindful of the doom scrolling and when try to limit your screen time and just be mindful of how much you're being on there and what you're looking at. Try to make sure you're looking at empowering videos and
Yeah.
inspiration instead of things that will pull you
Yeah.
down.
And that goes to that addiction
Yeah.
overuse. And I'll keep this short because I know we're running out of time. But this goes back to Grace did a mission trip with her school. So she went to a private school, and that was just a requirement. Well, they weren't allowed to take their phones, and she was so mad about it. And all her friends were so mad. No one wanted to go, but it was like it's mandatory that they go. Anyway, after that
Yeah.
week, she came home and she was like, that was the most refreshing, wholesome week I've maybe ever experienced because we served others. We didn't have our phone. We weren't worried about what was going on social media, what was going on with our friends back home. We were able to be so present. And she said it was truly life
Yeah.
changing. So just keep in mind, like, we think that it's not affecting us if we spend too much time on social media or phones. It really is. And that's why do a challenge, but keep it small. Start, like cut out 20 minutes and then the next day cut out, 15 or 20 more. And then you'll really start to notice a huge difference. And if you need accountability, reach out to a friend, family member, and let them know that that's what you want to do. And it's important. So. Okay, girls. So those are our critical thoughts and real talk on social media. You really can use it for the good. And we hope that you do. We're going to have a whole nother episode on some of the really kind of scary parts of social media that we all need to be so aware of, especially at your age. But we'll announce that down the road. But for now, we're going to jump into some fun. Instead of like playing a game or doing something along those lines, we're just gonna have like fun conversation between Meg and I just to change it up a little bit. So we're gonna talk about one good thing that happened to us this week, a funny thing that happened to us this week. Then we're gonna post our favorite reel or meme that we came across this week. And then we're gonna make a fun announcement. And then we'll wrap up the episode. So one good thing that happened to me this week is our weather pattern change. We went from literally freezing cold and snow and cabin fever, and it was just miserable, truly like hard to find motivation, to sunshine and the weather warmed up. I mean, we had, what was it yesterday, Meg? 70 here in Kansas City? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Close
It's
to
literally, this isn't the meme I'm going to post in a little bit, but there was this meme, this hilarious guy. He's on all these different memes. He's like, he does these like dancing, and it said, when I feel seasonal depression literally leaving my body. And it made me laugh out loud, but truly, like, I have felt so inspired this week and motivated. And it is amazing for those of you who don't live in cold areas of the world. It is amazing how it does bring on crazy cabin fever. So,
Yes. Yeah. I have to agree with you on that. That it's this weather, like I've been able to go for walks
yes.
outside, take the dogs for walks. I feel like
Yeah.
they feel better because they've been outside and, walking around. And yeah, it just makes me
Me
happier. And
too. You see people
yeah,
taking walks, they're
the
out
weather
washing
has
their
been
cars, like
great.
everyone's happy and waving, and it's a real thing.
Yes.
And that was definitely
Yeah.
like one of many good things that happened to me this week. So we also want to talk about something funny that happened to us. And like, we all have different personalities. I just naturally laugh at everything and like get into these giggle fits, and I just love to laugh, and my girls do too. And you get us together, it's like we can't stop laughing. I told Grace the other day, like, anytime Grace and I go through a drive-through, forget it. like we can't even order because we just get the giggles and we laugh so hard we cannot order our food. So we typically have to just drive off and then gather ourselves and then try again, which usually is another fail. But so my point to that is I love things that are fun, funny, that make us laugh. So I told Meg, we should talk about something funny that happened to us this week. Well, it actually happened to us this morning. Meg and I both have 2 dogs each. Meg you have a golden retriever, right? And a
Miley.
What's Mabel?
A golden doodle.
She's a golden.
So they're sisters. They have the same dad. So Mabel is like 18 weeks now, I think 18 or 19 weeks old now. But yeah, so Trish is texting me like, I need 10 more minutes because she was having an issue with her dog. And I was like, yeah, I'm not ready either to record this podcast because I swear Mabel is Satan's spawn. I've been reading this wonderful book that has been like inspiring me and encouraging me. And I am putting my makeup on and I go in there because I hear something and I'm like, oh, of course, my book is in shreds because she's chewing it up.
Little stinker.
Here, let me just show this book.
What? Oh my gosh.
She ate it.
Yeah. Welcome to the puppy stage.
Oh God.
What book are you reading?
She's teething fervent.
Oh yeah.
This is the one you gave me by Priscilla Schreier.
Oh my gosh.
So
Priscilla Schreier, right? I can't ever say her name. We love you. We love you a lot. That is such a good book.
Yes.
So yeah, I sent Megan out and I was like, I need 10 more minutes. My dogs have just gone bonkers. And what happened was we had all this snow and it melted in our backyard. It has a natural spring anyway. So it's always wet and just muddy and gross. And it's 10 times worse. So I put the dogs out. I have a 2-year-old Rottweiler who is like the cutest, best dog ever.
So sweet.
We're completely obsessed with him. And then we have 6-year-old chocolate lab Callie that is like the sweetest little precious chocolate lab you've ever met. But anyway, so I let them out. They weren't out very long and I brought them in and they're literally covered in mud, just mud. And I'm a little OCD about things. I like things clean. And it was like, I had to put them in the bath. I couldn't take it. So anyway, Megan and I were like cracking up because our dogs they all went bonkers this morning. And the funny thing about Megan is she named her puppy after our grandma. Her name was Mabel Louise. Yes. So she named her Mabel. And then she was like, I think I picked the wrong name because she's literally the spawn of
Mabel is not a good name for this monster.
Oh my gosh, I thought that was so hilarious.
She is teething. She is a puppy. And I realized that. And she just went in her cage for a few minutes so that I could clean it up and I could get ready. Yeah. And I love her, but oh my gosh, the puppy, yes. She's a monster right now.
The puppy is tough. I mean, plain and simple.
It's like having another baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about this reel that's your favorite reel now.
It just makes me laugh so hard. And it's definitely like an inside joke, but so this reel that we're going to share right now.
Samantha? I don't even know it's Samantha.
Okay. So my daughter, Grace, she's 19 and we always laugh that like we talk to ourselves. And I'm sure you guys are like, oh, who are we listening to now? Although but it's just this habit, especially when you're alone, you're just like, talking to yourself. And so anyway, this reel on Instagram, it literally makes me howl in laughter because this is like so Grace and I. It's just hilarious. And it's just so funny because sometimes when Grace and I catch ourselves talking to each other, we have the same reaction as Olaf. So anyway, that's my favorite reel. It's just, again, it's an inside joke, but if you are someone who talks to yourself, like you're not weird. It's just normal. It's normal. But,
yes.
But anyway, enjoy. I think Olaf's hilarious anyway, but this reel has just been so relatable to us. I don't know why we've been talking about it so much, but anyway, so that's my funny reel for the week. And I hope some of you can relate. I hope Grace and I aren't the only people that listen to this podcast that talk to themselves.
Talk to yourself.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Oh my gosh.
Mine is this one I found, and I actually sent it to you a while back about best friends and how I just love that we can always pick up right where we left off.
Times and places.
Your best friend is there that they can, because I'm human, I get jealous, I get mad, I get angry, I get sad, all the human emotions that we always have, but you're always there and love me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect, and I love that we have those friends that can understand that and relate to that and just share with you the times, and just not judge you for those emotions.
Well, and especially our target listeners, you don't understand that right now, but you're going to have friends that as you get into adulthood, you guys kind of go separate ways and you go raise your kids and you get busy, or if you don't have kids, you're busy with whatever you're doing. And you're going to have those friends that no matter how much time goes before you see them again or talk to them, you just pick up where you left off. And those are like the true friends that you have for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's so refreshing to know that they're there. So,
right. Exactly.
I love that. That's a good one. Okay. We're almost done. We want to make one quick announcement. Call it actually two. So Meg and I are going to be launching, if you want to call it a launch, a cooking show where we teach you girls the basics of cooking. We're going to make it so fun and light and playful and just teach you the basics. We're going to start from the very basics, how to scramble eggs, right? How to cook chicken, how to cook rice, how to boil water for a box of macaroni and cheese. We're going to keep it so simple. And it's called Chop It Like It's Hot. Chop It Like It's Hot cooking show. And we're so excited. And it won't be on the podcast. We are going to launch it on our social media pages. So trust me.
TikTok and Instagram.
Yes. This is so important because if you have a family someday, like cooking and not being overwhelmed by cooking is going to be a life changer for you because you're still going to have to feed your people, right? You might as well enjoy it. And so starting with the basics and building on that as you get older is going to be super important for you in life. And we're going to do it in a way that's so fun and playful that you're just going to love to cook, or at least be interested enough that it's not like the most daunting task ever. So
yes. So let us know what you want us to cook, some things that you would want us to cook first to learn how to make yourself at home too.
And we'll be cooking in my home kitchen and Meg's home kitchen. So you get a little glimpse into our homes, which will be fun. So anyway, super excited about that. And then two more quick things. We are going to put a post on social media. We would like to know what your favorite products are so that when we have future giveaways, we're doing giveaways with products that you guys want and love and look forward to. So make sure to go find that post, comment what your favorite products are, and then don't forget. So at 7 p.m. tonight, we are going to announce the launch giveaway. So if you watch this in the morning or afternoon, you still have time. You still have time to get entries in. There's a post on how to do that. But real quick, I mentioned this in our Instagram or on our social media. So we're giving away the most amazing white and gold Beat Studio headphones and the ever so cute black Lululemon belt bag. So you have time, 7 p.m. tonight, we're announcing. So go get your entries in and we hope that you win.
All right, so that's all for today. Remember, social media is a tool. It can build you up or it can break you down. The key is that you're in control. Let's be mindful, protect our peace, and use social media to inspire, not destroy. If today's episode hit home, share it with a friend, tag us, and let's keep this conversation going. Follow us at Spill the Tea Podcast for more real talk and advice. Bye, guys.